Hello. Hi. All right, Miles is sleeping, so I thought I'd jump on. We didn't have a good night last night. Let's just say that. We did not. But that's okay. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more time, but it's an easy peasy day today. So that's good. What we're going to do today is these little guys right here. So I think there's only 3. There's one here, and one up there. I should be able to do all of them. Very, very easy. Let's just decide how many strands here. Because I'm thinking 2, but it might be too skinny. But 3 might be too much. I'll do 3. Okay, so what we're going to use is the fern stitch. Normally, I teach the fern stitch and the fly stitch on the same days, but we're actually going to do them on different days this time. I know. Isn't that crazy? I don't think I've ever taught them on separate days. Hello! So I've got a nice dark green here, and we're going to do the fern stitch on these 3 guys. I've got 3 strands. And the good thing about the fern stitch is that it's literally just a series of straight stitches that make a pattern. That's all it is. So it's part of the straight stitch family, I would say. I'm just making a knot on the back. On the end. I was just thinking though, I wonder if I did knot the back of it. I did. Okay, let's zoom in. We'll do this one first because it's like straight. It'll be really nice and easy. Okay, so the good thing about the fern stitch, like I said, is that it's just straight stitches. And we're going to do the same pattern for all of them. So we're going to do the first little one first, and then you can either go left, then right, and then back up. Left, then right, then back up. Or you can go right, then left, and then back up. It's completely up to you, however you would like to do it. Some people, if they're like left-handed, then they tend to do things a little bit differently, like pattern-wise. But we're just going to keep the same pattern the entire way down. So it's actually quite a nice stitch. Fern and fly stitch look very similar. And you'll see what I mean when we do the fly stitch next time. So we've got 1 stitch there. Can you see that all right? Should I turn the light on? It's a little bit cloudy, but it's still bright, so I thought maybe it would be okay. Let's just turn it on and see. I don't know if that helped or not. If you want me to turn it off, I'll turn it off. Maybe. Who knows? Okay, so I'm doing left then right. So you're in the same hole, straight down the same hole there. And then do the right side, down the same hole here. There. Do you know what? There's always poor connection when it's windy out. Drives me wild. Okay, so with these here, I've noticed that some people do them a little bit differently. So I tend to work from top to bottom and do the left side and the right side at the same time. Some people will do the stem with just a back stitch and then go back and connect all of them. So if you have a look, what we're making is these kind of like bird feet kind of patterns here, like one down the middle and then one on each side. So when you do the back stitch first, you're still going to go down the same hole every time that you make your stitch. Do you know what I mean? So if you have like 5 big stitches here, you're only going to be able to make 5 leaps on each side. So 5 on this side and 5 on this side. If you do 10 stitches, back stitch all the way down, then you'll have 10 on each side. Do you know what I mean? Because every single time you go down for the back stitch, you're going to have to put another stitch on each side of that in that same hole. Hopefully I've explained that correctly. Or clearly, more like, so you understand. So I tend to do it all at one time. So you do 1 down the middle, and then you connect that same hole with a with a stitch on each side. So it makes this kind of bird foot look each time. And you can put these as close together or as spaced out as you want to. So if you want them to look how I've drawn them, then you can keep them how they are, quite close together. You might not actually fill in every single line, meaning I didn't put like 10 on one side and 10 on the other. I kind of just drew them on. But that's okay, because that way, if you wanted to add more than that, you can add more and it will look almost more like a feather. Or you can add less than that and it will be a little bit more spaced out, and you'll have more space between each one. You'll be able to see more of the background between each one. Hi, Jamie T. So we're just doing our straight stitches, and then all together they make the fern stitch. And it's specifically this arrangement of stitches, if you know what I mean. So if you make 3 straight stitches all in a line, that's not the fern stitch. It has to be one in the middle and then one on each side. So yeah, told ya, easy peasy today. And we've only got 3 of these, so that'll be quite simple to do if you're watching telly later and you just think, do you know what, I just need like 10 minutes for myself. That's the perfect little day for that. Plus, I thought if you wanted to do something a little bit complicated with your floor, this is a really nice like breather day, you know, where you don't have to think like, oh my gosh, I've got all this floor to do and I've got like, you know, 16 leaves to do in the wallpaper. Like, I'm overwhelmed. Don't feel overwhelmed. This is a nice little breather. And it's quite mindless as well. So yeah, this is the fern stitch. So hopefully you guys had a good day yesterday. All of the videos are being uploaded on YouTube right now. I actually had a really hard time downloading day 2 and day 3, and I got really nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, if I can't download these, what am I gonna do? But they did it in the end after about 30 minutes of pushing download, and then it just didn't do anything. I was like, ooh. But I've got it, and they're uploading now onto YouTube, so they should be there. I know some people like to watch there better, since seems like you can't pause anymore on IGTV with this new update. I can't pause anymore. So before, in the May Blooms Stitch Along, some people said that they couldn't pause anymore, but I still could. So I was like, oh, I know it's coming. So annoying. So yeah, so now it's just a line at the bottom, and if you want to scroll through, you have to put your finger on the dot and pull it through. You know, if you want to like fast forward or rewind or anything like that. Just always gotta change things, don't they? I think I can do one more little one here. The not pausing is so annoying. I thought I was losing my mind not being able to figure it out. No, that was from Michelle Aaron. No, you're not losing your mind. It's definitely an Instagram update, which is so frustrating. Because then I look like an idiot being like, oh yeah, you definitely can. And then people are like, no, I definitely cannot. You don't see my Instagram, okay? Cannot do that. But I hate when they go through and change things, you know, for some people, but not all people. So here we go. This is the end. Okay, you got this little one there. And then we'll just do a little knot and move on to the next. Okay, so on the back it looks like this. Almost the same, but not quite. I knew there was a knot back there. That's okay. Quite tidy looking. I think so anyways. And then we move to the next one. So I could just stop, but I'm just gonna chat. So this one here, it works the exact same way. We're gonna start with the tip and go all the way to the end. Does it work the other way? Yeah, it could. I just like working. So it makes that nice V like that. Instead of starting at the very bottom and then going down this way, like that. I just like doing it with the V. Good afternoon, Sarah. I was actually going to message and see if you wanted to have a walk this week or next week. Down the canal. Or get some cake at a little cake shop. Something like that. Again, that's not my child. It's the school. I don't know if you can hear it, but all the kids are screaming outside. I feel like the glitter is like coming off a little bit. On some of my threads. It's making it look a little bit magical. Now I know I talked about the fly stitch before. We're going to use the fly stitch on a different leaf, but they do look very similar. I find that the fern stitch, which is this one, takes a little bit more time because you have to do 3 separate stitches, whereas the fly stitch you only do like 2 stitches. And even though it's just 1 less stitch, it just seems to go by like so much quicker. With the fern stitch, you're going to get really nice, straight, like really sharp, tight corners, especially where they all, the 3 stitches intersect right here. Whereas the, oops, I messed up. If I was a teacher, I would say, okay, class, how did I mess up here? I was thinking about the fly stitch, and that's how you start the fly stitch. So funny. There we go. Back on track. Remember, it's always down the middle and then side, side, middle, side, side, middle, side, side. It does look like a little fairy came and like sprinkled fairy dust everywhere. I was just having a think, and I might, instead of doing a details day and having 1 whole day for details, I might do an extra video tomorrow and do details from this week. And then there won't be like a ton of details to talk through on 1 day. How do we feel about that? So I could do like a video, an extra video tomorrow of like extra little things you could do. And then also, if there are more details next week, I could do an extra little video next week. Hello. Hi, Laura. Poor connection. Sorry, guys. Every time it's windy, it says poor connection. Hi, Susan. Okay, so we've got 2 down. I've just got to move my hoop around because I need to get to this one up under here. So let's do, look how nice and tidy that is. Hi, George. I'm actually just finishing a package for George that I can send in the mail. So hopefully that can get sent today or tomorrow, and you'll get some mail. Do. I wish we could all get coffee at the moment. Oh, yes, me too. Wouldn't that be so nice? Let's just tighten this up real quick. I'm here to calm myself down before a meeting. Thanks for the calm, stitchy vibes. Oh, I hope you have a good meeting, Jamie. Miss Jamie T. And I hope that you're not too anxious about it, because you said that you're going to calm yourself down. So I hope that it's a good meeting and everything goes well. So let's just send her some good vibes real quick, because I don't like that. When you're dreading something, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Okay, so we've got our last one right here. Then we're all done. And that's it. Now this is another one. If you already know the fly stitch and you're like, I am not doing the fern stitch for all 3 of those leaves, it's just not going to happen, then just do the fly stitch. That's totally fine. Okay? Don't feel like, oh, I have to do it. Oh, she says she's anxious and pissed off, so not good meeting vibes. Oh, let that go. Give all your anxiety over to me, and I'll take it all away. I also did my nails last night. I did pink and purple over top of each other. I'm convinced that there's a gap in yeah, there is in this one. Convinced there is, because every time I stitch I can feel it going down. I can just feel the fabric pushing down. I hate that. Remember, before you start stitching, make sure that your fabric is tight in your hoop. Give it a little tug all the way around. Okay? Give it a little tug. Make sure it's nice and straight and tight, and everything's good. We don't want to see any waves or wobbles or puckers in your fabric. Make sure it's nice and tight. Jasmine says, this was me yesterday, pissed off with work, productively stabbing my needle to make something pretty in the evening definitely helps. Yes. 100%. I think George is already gone, so I could probably tell. But I made a little hat because his wife is going to have their first baby anytime now. I don't know why I'm saying it quietly, it's a whisper, like he's going to hear somehow. But I made a little hat. And I'm thinking actually about putting them in the shop, either as a DIY kit or as a ready-made little baby hat. You have a good day too, Jamie. She says she's off. Have a good day. And I hope that your meeting goes really well. And I'll message you later to see what happened. Oh, I've got that queued up. Hannah says, I'm watching Heartstopper on Netflix right now, and it's so cute. Definitely giving me good vibes. Oh, I have that. I started it just so that I could have it in my, you're currently watching, in the little queue thing. Debbie says, yes. I'm assuming that's about the hat. Maybe. So I found some hats. They're 0 to 6 months, which is what Miles has right now, which is the M is for Miles hat. And then I also have, I also found some 6 to 12. So I'm going to make him another one. But I was like, how cute would it be to do to include a little hat, and then you could have like some different little things that you could put on it with the sticky solvy, the stick and stitch. Or you could order like a little custom one. So I would like write it for you with your baby's name. So like mine would be like Baby McKnitter or Baby Miles or whatever you want me to write. Or you could just get like the generic baby one. I don't know, it's just an idea. I thought it would be cute. I might offer both options, you know, like a little kit that you could do it yourself, or if you just want it made for you, like a present for someone. Poor connection is going to make me lose it today. I find that when we have poor connection, it's like harder to download the video, if you know what I mean. You can hear the trees though. I'm almost finished, so that's good. All right, that's me off. I've only got like 4 stitches left. So remember, we're doing the fern stitch for this one today. All it is a series of straight stitches that all make a pattern. So you're going to keep whatever pattern you choose and stick with it, meaning left to right or right to left. Thread chicken. I know I'm about to win. And we're using 3 strands. If you would like a thinner, finer looking leaf, then you can use less strands. If you like the chunky vibes, then use more strands. But remember, the more strands you use, the thicker your line is going to be. So keep that in mind, especially if you're adding details to things. And you think, oh, I wanted to add like a little line of something, but it just doesn't look right. Well, maybe you used too many strands, and that's why you don't like it. I've only got 2 stitches left. I try not to poke myself as well. And ta-da! Okay, let's flip it over. Make a little knot here. Have a great day. You too, Haley. And then we're finished. We're all done for today. So a nice palette cleanser from the floor, especially if you decided to do something funky. Like Nem's idea of Moroccan tile. Okay. Let's zoom it out and see what we've got. Just those 3. I agree. Have a great day. I love you all. I feel like there should be one over here, but there's not. So there we go. Just those 3 little guys. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. We're done. So enjoy your Thursday. Tomorrow is the last day of week 1. I will go live in the evening again, because remember I said that we could add some details to this part. And tomorrow I'll show you how to add some details into the actual stitching that we do that day. So maybe I'll make it 2 videos. Maybe I'll make it 1. Maybe I'll just make 1 long video. We'll see. But enjoy your day. And be sure to tag me at The Barmy Fox and use the hashtag The Barmy Fox SAL in your stories and your grid posts. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. But yeah, see you later. Bye.